Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into an absolutely crucial concept in web development, the DOM. So if you've ever wondered how developers transform static markup into those slick, dynamic web experiences we use every day, well, you are in the right place. I'm super excited to walk you through this step by step. We're going to make these technical concepts not just crystal clear, but practically useful for your own code.
Let's be real for a second. To build modern web apps, we absolutely have to escape the limitations of static HTML pages. You know the ones, those old school pages that just sit there, where every single time you click something you have to sit through a painful full-page reload. That is definitely not how modern users expect the web to work. The engine bridging that gap, the thing that unlocks that instant, on-the-fly interactivity, is exactly what we're looking at today. It is literally the secret sauce behind every responsive, engaging site you visit.
So what does DOM actually stand for? It means Document Object Model. Now, in technical circles, you'll often hear it called an Application Programming Interface, or an API. But what does that actually mean for us? Basically, the DOM acts like a bridge. It lets us interact with web pages directly. We can add brand new content to an HTML document, we can completely strip out existing content, and we can change what's already sitting right there on the screen. And the absolute best part? We do all of this on the fly, right as the page is actively being loaded or viewed by the user.
Okay, to avoid completely overwhelming you with technical jargon, let's deconstruct this acronym piece by piece. By looking at the document, the object, and the model individually, we're going to see exactly how this whole system grants us these awesome coding superpowers.
First up is the D. And look, the main thing to remember here is that the document is literally just your HTML web page. That's it. It really doesn't matter if you're looking at that page rendered in a web browser on the left side of your screen, or if you're staring at the raw code inside your text editor on the right side. At the end of the day, you're just looking at two different representations of the exact same thing. So whenever we talk about the document in relation to the DOM, just remember, your HTML file is our baseline.
Moving right along, we have the object. Here's the deal. In the eyes of the DOM, pretty much every single HTML element inside your document is treated as an object. I mean it. Your head tags, body tags, unordered lists, paragraphs, spans, anchor tags, divs, they are all individual objects. And why does that matter to us? Well, because JavaScript is inherently built to work seamlessly with objects. This setup makes it incredibly easy to use JavaScript to call methods and properties on any of these HTML tags. We can manipulate them, delete them, or add to them, basically whenever we want.
Finally, we arrive at the model. You can think of the model as a strict hierarchy that categorizes exactly how all these objects connect. Imagine it like a giant family tree. At the very top, the root level, you've got your main HTML tag. Take a step down to the branch level, and you'll find things like your head and body tags. Keep going down to the most specific leaf level, and that's where your paragraphs, lists, and divs live. This model perfectly maps out the exact relationships of everything on your page.
Now, if we zoom into this tree on a really microscopic level, we can take things one step further and introduce something called nodes. Nodes are incredibly important because they are pretty much anything we can change inside an HTML document. Think of our manipulatable DOM as a pie divided into three main slices: element nodes, text nodes, and attribute nodes. Let's break down exactly what those actually are.
So this structure means you can grab and change an element tag itself, like, say, a specific list item or a div. But here's the cool part. The control goes so much deeper than just that outer box. The completely separate text sitting inside that element, that's considered its very own distinct text node. You can actually grab hold of it and change it completely independently of the element itself. And finally, HTML attributes are also individual nodes. If you've got an href attribute on a link, a class attribute for styling, or an inline style, yep, you can grab and manipulate all of those individually too. It gives you total granular control over your markup.
All right, so what is the actual payoff here? Why do we care? Let's take a look at some practical applications.
Armed with this knowledge, you can instantly swap out the text sitting inside an H1 tag. You can flip an element's background color from blue to red just based on a simple user click. You could grab an image node and seamlessly animate a logo all the way from the left side of the document right over to the other side. Want to build a feature that expands the height of a section when someone clicks a Read More link? You can do that, revealing hidden text dynamically without forcing a page reload. You can even run real-time, complex form validations right as the user is typing. The DOM is literally the hidden engine making all of these amazing features and slick animations possible.
So, there you have it. You now possess the ultimate roadmap to web interactivity. You completely understand the document, the objects, the hierarchy, and the nodes that make the whole thing tick.
The era of the static web is a thing of the past. So the only question left for you is, what kind of incredible dynamic experience are you going to build now that you never have to wait for a page reload again?